we are going to discuss a very important topic, which is body language. Your body language is the way in which you show your feelings or thoughts to other people by means of the position or movement of your body rather than words. Body language is a type of nonverbal communication in which physical behaviors, as opposed to words, are used to express or convey the information. Such behavior includes facial expression, body posture, gestures, eye movement, touch, and the use of space. Body language exists in both animals and humans, but sure, we are going to concentrate more on human communication. Body language mustn't be confused with sign language, as sign language are full language like spoken language and have their own complex grammar systems, as well as being able to exhibit the fundamental properties that exist in all languages. Body language, on the other hand, does not have a grammar system and must be interpreted broadly instead of having an absolute meaning corresponding with certain movement, so it is not a language like sign language and is simply termed as a language due to popular culture. In society, there are agreed open interpretation of particular behavior. Interpretation may vary from country to country or culture to culture. On this note, there is controversy on whether body language is universal. Body language is a subset of nonverbal communication, complements verbal communication in social interaction. In fact, some researchers conclude that nonverbal communication accounts for the majority of information transmitted during interpersonal interaction. It helps to establish the relationship between two people and regulate interaction, but can be ambiguous. Body language is a major contributor to the attitude a person conveys to others. Albert Mehrabian maintains that during a conversation dealing with feelings and attitudes like and dislike, for example, 38% is via tone of voice and the majority 55% is via body language. This is also referred to as the 7-38-55% rule and is often considered in studies of human communication. While said, there is a wider debate about the percentage share which should be attributed to each of these three contributing factors. It is generally agreed upon that body language plays a fundamental role in determining the attitude a person conveys. A person may alter their body language in order to alter the attitudes they convey. This may in turn influence the rapport they have with another person. Whether the formal or informal attitude is conveyed may influence the other person's response. For instance, if an interviewer conveys a formal attitude, then this gives a more businesslike impression, which may encourage the interviewee to give more serious answers. This may develop a more professional rapport overall between them. Alternatively, if the interviewer conveys an informal attitude, then this conveys a more open and casual impression. This may be used to promote a more open response from the interviewee, encouraging them to give more revealing answers and potentially develop a more personal rapport. Even when they don't express their thoughts verbally, most people constantly throw off clues to what they are thinking and feeling. Nonverbal messages communicated through the sender body movement, facial expression, vocal tone and volume, and other clues are collectively known as body language. Body language isn't always as clear as spoken one, but how it is interpreted can play a big role in how someone relates to and interacts with others. It's a silent orchestra, micro expression, brief displays of emotions that an individual tries to conceal. Hand gestures and posture register in the human brain almost immediately, even when someone is not consciously aware of them. These moments of recognition, however brief, can have long lasting consequences for how an individual interprets other motivation, mood, and openness, as well as how their own inner self is perceived. Unfortunately, certain mental health disorder, particularly autism, may make it more challenging to notice and respond to the message conveyed by body language. If you meet someone in the train, at the bus stop, or at the shopping center, and if the person appears to be too slouchy or has a rude expression, you will not even want to even look at the person the second time. Even studies have pointed out that it is not usually the answers that catch a person's attention, but how he or she behaves while answering. This is the most important. We use body language whenever we communicate face to face. It's nonverbal language that emphasizes or alters the meaning of the direct language we use. We speak to others through our body movement, posture, eye contact, hand gesture, tone and volume of voice, facial expression, and micro expressions that hold meaning for us as well as for our audiences. The power of body language. Using positive body language can help you get what you want if you know how to use it well. For example, it can land you a job, help you sell your house, win an argument, or start a relationship. Negative body language, on the other hand, can keep you from getting the things you want. What's more, it can cause you to lose friends, miss out on opportunities at work, or offend people you want to impress. How reliable is body language? Body language is not only powerful, it's usually reliable too. Body language isn't completely reliable if the person expressing it knows how to manipulate it well, such as actors, for example. Body language comes through most of the time, whether you intend to reveal it or not. However, you need to be careful when assessing someone else's body language. What means one thing to one person might mean something completely different to someone else. Verbal communication can effectively communicate many human feelings more accurately than verbal methods of communication. Type of nonverbal communication. We have eye contact, facial expression, gesture, posture and body orientation, space and distance, proximity, humor, touch, silence, personal appearance, symbols, and visual communication. Body language example. The following body language examples are common. It's usually easy to recognize their meaning once you have learned them. 1. Arms crossed across the chest. Sitting or standing with your arms crossed across your chest is nearly always seen as defensive body language. When you do it, you are closed off and disengaged. You may appear angry or stubborn. If you see someone holding this position, remember that it could indicate that the temperature where you are is too cold. It could also mean that they are tired or simply supporting their shoulders in an armless chair, for example. Smile. Smiles can mean different things depending on the exact facial expression. There are happy smiles, shy smiles, warm smiles, and ironic smiles. The Duchin smiles consist of pulling up the concern of your mouth while squeezing your eyes to make crow feet. It's considered an honest smile as opposed to a fake smile where you just expose your teeth. When you display a true Duchin smile, you let people know you are approachable and friendly. And this is very important. Tapping your fingers. When you tap your fingers, you appear impatient and possibly nervous about waiting. Tilting your head to one side. When you tilt your head to one side, it usually means you are listening intently and deeply interested in finding out the information you are being told. It can also mean you are concentrating very hard. Stippling your fingers. Holding your fingertips together and your palms apart, let people know you have authority and control. Bosses and politicians use this gesture often to show they are in charge. Crossing your legs. The way you cross your legs can tell others a lot about you and how you are feeling at any given moment. If you cross them at the ankle, it may show that you are trying to hide something. If you cross them at the knee but point your knees away from the other person, you show you are uncomfortable with them. In most cases, the best option is to plant your feet firmly on the floor. Pulling your ear. When you tug on your ear, it shows that you are trying to make a decision but just hasn't gotten there yet. You tend to look indecisive and non committal. Putting your head in your hands. When you put your head in your hands, it might mean that you are bored, as if you were so weary of life that you just can't hold your head up anymore. Or it can mean that you are upset or so ashamed you don't want to show your face. Standing up straight, standing erect with good posture show you feel confident. Gesturing with your hands open and palms up. What you do with your hands make a big difference in whether people trust you or not. Hold your hands open and gesture with your palms up to show that no, you don't have anything hidden from others. Eye contact. Eyes are so transparent that give us a lot of information and reflect our souls. It, it helps us to by giving us information, showing attention and interest, uh, influence others, providing feedback during speech and revealing attitudes. You need to make eye contact with the person you are talking to if you want them to feel comfortable with the conversation and accept what you have to say. Science suggests that most people are comfortable with eye contact of about 3.2 seconds at a time if you are a stranger. When you become a friend, they usually don't mind having eye contact with you for longer at a time. Looking down. Looking at the floor or ground makes you appear weak and unconfident. Unless there is something you need to discuss down there, you need to keep your eyes on the level of the other person's face. When you break eye contact, as you should every few seconds, try looking to the side. Rubbing your hands together. Want to show how excited you are about a new project? Just rub your hands together vigorously. Twisting your hair. Often movies and TV shows use the gesture of twisting the hair to show flirting. That may be the meaning you get when someone twists their hair, especially if they look up at you through their lashes while they do it. However, if you are in a job interview, will only look like you're nervous and uncomfortable as you idly twist your hair. Micro expression. Micro expressions are extremely brief facial expressions that happen in about 1/25th of a second. They happen when you are trying to hold back your emotions. When you see someone showing a micro expression, it usually means that they are trying to conceal something from you. If you learn to spot them, you can gain the advantage in any type of interaction. Walking briskly. When you want to show your self confidence, walk briskly and with purpose. Whether you are going somewhere specific or no, walk as if you are striding confidently toward an important destination. Placing your hand on your cheek. When you touch your cheek with your hand, you show that you are thinking and carefully evaluating the information you are receiving. When you see someone do this while you are talking to them, you can usually assume that they are taking you seriously enough to consider what you are saying. Your eyes. When you rub your eye, it usually means you doubt or disbelieve what you are hearing. If you see someone rubbing their eyes as you speak, you might benefit from stopping and asking for their feedback so that you can address their doubts. This is very important. Rubbing or touching your nose. When you rub or touch your nose, you appear dishonest. If you do it in a conversation that requires openness and honesty, you will have trouble achieving your goals. And if you see someone else rubbing their nose, it's a good indication that you need to be careful not to believe everything they tell you automatically. Standing with your hands clasped behind your back. Take a position with your hands clasped behind your back, and others may read this as anger or frustration. It may feel like a nice casual pose, but in reality, it can make others uncomfortable and wary of you. Pinching the bridge of your nose. When you close your eyes and pinch the bridge of your nose, you seem to be making a negative evaluation of what's happening in the conversation. If someone takes this pose with you, you may need to take a different approach in enlisting their support for your goal. Standing with your hands on your hips. This pose is tricky. In some cases, it can mean that you are feeling angry and may behave aggressively. In others, it may simply mean that you are enthusiastic and ready to get something done. How to send the right messages with your body language. Learning body language examples is a great first step to sending the right body language messages. It also helps you read the unspoken messages others are sending to you. However, knowing the right movement, gesture, and facial expression can only take you so far. If you want to have healthy, productive interactions with others, you may need to work toward a better understanding of yourself and the people in your life. Body language can tell us a lot about how a person feels. A slumped posture can demonstrate a lack of confidence or boredom. Averted eye contact can be an indicator that a person is uncomfortable, self-conscious, or even lying. Crossed arms can signal defensiveness or disagreement. A forced smile can mean insincerity. How amazing is that the body can communicate so many things without the person speaking a word. Negative body language is either a conscious or an unconscious expression of a negative feeling through movements of the body. Being skilled at noticing negative body language can assist one with personal or professional relationships and knowing when another is dissatisfied or unhappy. It can help to know what negative body language to avoid if one wants to leave a good impression on an audience or listener. Body language can be even more important than spoken words. Forms of negative body language. Let's take a look at some of the different types of negative body language and what they may be communicating. Avoidance of eye contact. Nervousness, lack of confidence, low self-esteem, or dishonesty. Inability to make eye contact can mean a person is feeling uncomfortable. This uneasiness can be attributed to low self-esteem, confidence, or fear due to lying. Scholars have extensively researched how to pinpoint lying through eye contact, and their findings have been inconclusive. It seems that some people look to the right when lying, and others provide deliberate and forced eye contact when lying. It's hard to tell. Staring, intenseness, and eagerness. Giving too much eye contact, on the other hand, can make one look too eager and lead to a difficult exchange. The receiver of the eye contact will probably feel uneasy. Crossed arms, separateness, discomfort, or defensiveness. If you observe people speaking at a party, you will find that many stand with their arms or hands in front of them. Their arms could be crossed or their hands could be clasped in front of their crotch. This could be an unconscious creation of a barrier between themselves and the person to whom they are speaking. Speaking with arms to one side or mania. These signs can be found in a person who speaks rapidly while his or her hands are flying all over the place. They can serve as indicators that a person is nervous or manic. Looking at watch, clock, or phone, boredom, anxiousness, impatience, or future-minded. When people are looking at a phone, watch, or clock during a conversation, it is usually a telltale sign that they are in a hurry for it to be over. They may be tuning out the other person and thinking about what they have to do next. Poor posture, lack of confidence, unwillingness, lack of ability, or boredom. Postures can indicate that someone is not assertive or self assured. Poised individuals are treated with more respect and are seen as more knowledgeable and reliable in the United States. Frowning, sadness, sympathy, discontent, or anger. Frowning is an obvious indicator of these emotions. If a speaker is telling a sad story, a frowning listener may just be emphasizing. But if the speaker is not telling a sad story, the listener may be unhappy, angry, or sad. A wrinkle between the eyes or a tightness of the face can mean the same thing. So, here we are going to talk about body language in interview, during an interview and job interview, specifically what will we do and what shall we avoid. First, body language in interview. So number one is appear confident. Confidence is the key to excel in all situations, especially so at job interviews. Confidence is visible in every moment, the way you enter, the way you look, the way you speak, the way you walk, and even the way you sit. Let confidence shine all around you and through you. Your battle is half won. Second, make the entry just right. The moment you enter should be able to make the interviewer think that this can be the right person for the job. You should appear confident and calm. This isn't the time to search for copies of your certificates or adjust your bag or hair. Number 3. Give a firm but friendly handshake. Since you need your right hand for that handshake, remember to carry your file and bag on the left hand. You should offer your hand in such a way that the hand of the interviewer covers your hand. This also shows the respect that you have for him. Your handshake should be firm because that means you are a confident person. Smile as you shake hands and maintain eye contact during the same. Number 4, maintain eye contact. You should make eye contact for a few seconds only, because more you do, it will amount to staring. Maintaining eye contact means you are paying good attention to what is being talked about, and it's also show a good level of engagement at the interview. When there are multiple interviewers, you should maintain eye contact with all of them by turns, of course. Not making an eye contact or any eye contact will make you appear defeated, shy, and intimidated. 5. Use your hands correctly. It is best to keep the hands in your lap or position your arms either on your either side or on the table. Do gestures with your hands, but subtly, of course, because too much hand gesturing makes you look aggressive, which is the last thing you want to be in job interview. Let your subtle hand gestures point to the passion you have about the subject being talked about. Number 6, smile. A job interview can make anyone nervous. A smile can lower the stress and make you relaxed. Maintain a smile wherever and whenever necessary and refrain from overdoing it. You can even laugh when the interviewer does or says something funny. A smile can make you appear as friendly, accessible, and kind person. Number 7, match with the interviewer. You should match the positive body language of the interviewer. Mirroring the body language of the interviewer for it will help establish an engagement with him or her. Match the handshake, the nods, and the smile. You should also be careful in knowing how much mirroring is enough, as too much of it can make the interviewer uncomfortable. Number 8, maintain a good posture. Always sit up straight during a job interview, for it means confidence. At the same time, move a little, lean a little so that they know that you are responding and listening to what is going around. Avoid a stiff posture. The posture should be in such a way that you look and feel relaxed. It shows that you are a friendly and calm person to work with. Number 9, maintain the personal space. Keep a comfortable distance from the interviewer. The limit can be 20 inches. Too much closeness can make the interviewer uncomfortable and lower your chances. Number 10, keep a low and polite tone in your voice. Do keep a voice tone that is audible yet not too loud nor too soft. Speak slowly but in such a way that you keep the natural tone intact. Number 11, show that you are interested. Remind yourself that you have to show you are interested and hide your disinterest. It is by your positive reactions that you will tell them that you are enjoying the conversation and you are very interested in the interview. 12. Look relaxed. Too much of concentration on body language can also make you look stressed. Hence, be aware of your expression and your gesture, but at the same time, look relaxed. Number 13. Look at all the interviewers. When there is more than one interviewer, it is important to look at each of them while you are speaking, not matter who asked you the question. Just because one interviewer was rude to you does not mean you ignore the fellow completely. Number 14, listen carefully. While you have to constantly remind yourself about your body language, it's also important to listen carefully, and your face expression should say this clearly that you are listening intently. Number 15, leave calm. While leaving, do not act in a jiffy. Collect your things calmly, smile, and say a polite goodbye. Shaking hands too is good at the time of departure and thank them for their times. Now we are going to deal with body language don't in interview. Number 1, droop. Drooping shoulders or a slouch will mean that you are not very confident or are too laid back. Check your posture from time to time without making it very obvious or clear. Number 2, touch your hair or face. You may love your hair alright, but fidgeting with it or rubbing your nose, head or neck will make you look dishonest, impatient, or nervous. Number 3, move too much. Too much body movement means that you are uncomfortable and nervous. Do not tap with your fingers or move your legs every now and then. These body movements can make you look impatient and indecisive. Number 4, lose yourself in the process. While it is important to maintain a body language that comes across as positive, it's important not to overdo it and lose yourself. Hence, it is important to keep it natural and appear relaxed. You are what it matters, so maintain that. Number 5, fold arms. A folded arm means two things: that either you are aggressive and arrogant or you are appearing to be defensive. You should also not cross your legs. Number 6, stare at the interviewer. It is important to maintain eye contact, but too much of it means that you are staring at the interviewer, so you should know when to look away. Number 7, look all around. Do not look around the room or at the artifacts on the wall. It means that you are not at all interested in what is going on around, and this can act as a disconnection between you and the interviewer. Also, do not look up or down while talking, because that can give an impression that you are being dishonest or lying. Number 8, nod to everything. Do not keep nodding all the time, though a few nods are indeed necessary to show that you are in agreement and you are listening. Too much nodding gives an impression that you are hardly listening or that you are trying too hard to please. Number 9, keep things on your lap. Do not keep anything on you or your lap, be it your bag or your files. You can hang the bag on the chair you are sitting and you can keep the files on the table before you. There are chances that you might start fidgeting with the items in your lap, and that is something to avoid completely. Oh, number 10, overlook small actions and gestures. Even small signs should be paid attention to. A slight biting of lips, or wetting your lips with your tongue, or even shoulder shrugging should be kept in check. Analyze your usual body language and practice changes before you attend the interview. Number 11, sound like a recorder. So you should rehearse before your interview. At the job interview should not sound as if you have rehearsed too much and that you are just giving rehearsed and practiced answers. Number 12, lose cool. Even if the interviewer asks a personal question or appears to be rude, do not lose cool and be calm. Maybe he is just trying to test you if you can hold your own against adverse circumstances. Number 13, keep a stiff face. Your face should not appear too stiff, devoid of emotions. You should smile and give positive responses. Your eyes, the way you look at the interviewer, and your face expression should all look positive. Number 14, overdo the application of perfume and deodorant. This is an important part of the body language. One of the first things that the interviewers notice or smell about you is your body odor. If you have applied a very strong perfume or strong deodorant, then it appears that you are too much about yourself and that you do not care about others. 15. Appear overconfident. Confidence is important, but showing too much of it is something you should avoid. Overconfidence and arrogance are the same. Nobody wants to hire an arrogant candidate, but everyone loves a confident person. Understand the difference and act accordingly. Directly or indirectly, the body language of a person gives it all away. Hence, at job interviews, it is important that you maintain the best and most positive body language. The rules, do and do nots of body language during a job interview will give you a good idea on what to do and what not to do. Practice the steps and you will have a successful job interview. After all, impression is not just about what you are capable of, but it's also about how you come across. What we are going to do when we talk publicly, in a public speaking. The same rule, yes. As I said before, 60 to 65% of all human communication is nonverbal. Even when a person is standing still, a person's body is telling a story. Yes, your body can strongly put across your message than the words. And in some cases, your body language and words just don't match. This is very hard. Then what happens? You contradict yourself, put yourself in a very bad position, and make it worse for your audience to comprehend you. Don't let this happen to you. Escape from the bad body language habits to enhance your message. Here I'm going to tell you 7 don'ts and 7 do while you are on the stage delivering a presentation or speech to make sure your body language is as good as your content. Don't ever. Number 1, fold hands or arms. It indicates that you are unenthusiastic about the speech or the presentation. You are not open to others and their ideas. Folding arms could imply that you may have gone into your shell and you are uncomfortable in the presence of others. Number 2, look down or off into space. You are on the stage with purpose. You are not there to talk to the ceiling or to the floor. If you look down or off into the space, it shows that you are not interested in the audience or in the whole idea of being there. 3, check your legs. Reasons why people check their legs is restlessness. Either you are unprepared or you just got bored of the situation. Either way, you check your legs. Better go prepared and add some humor to your presentation so that you don't let yourself and your audience get bored. Number 4, fidget with objects. Clicking pens. Playing with paper clips may show you are impatient, bored, nervous, and restless. Not just this, audience will end up seeing you fidgeting and will not pay attention to what is being said. Number 5, turn your back to the audience. When you do so, you bore them. As a result, you lose them. You portray as if you don't care about them, and this is a sign of unrespect. Number 6, roll eyes. This is a way of telling your audience that you don't respect them or that maybe you are lying. Of course, I'm not saying that you are a liar, but you might come across as one if you do so. 7. Hold objects in front of your body. You are separating yourself from others. You immediately create a bridge between you and your audience when you cover your body. Your entire body is visible to the audience when you are standing. They can communicate well with a standing person. In case you have to sit, make sure you don't cover your body with unnecessary stuff such as files or books in your hands. Just sit straight and talk to them. What shall we do? Always do what? We must always do during the presentation. Number 1, make eye contact. Make an eye contact with your audience. Eye contact represents that you are interested in the conversation. It shows that you are speaking, showing attention and interest. When you look your audience in the eye, they will in turn pay more attention to you and to what you are saying because they will feel engaged and a part of your conversation. Number 2, open arms. Keep your arms open. Open arms display that you are confident about your content. You have a confidence in your message. Also, you are open to new ideas. You are not a threat to your audience. You would like to indulge in the conversation with your audience. Number 3, mobility. A little movement is necessary during the presentation. Do not just stand still at one place. Use a stage while speaking to keep the environment active and positive. Walk towards the audience to encourage them to participate in the conversation. Number 4, face expressions. Face expressions are an integral part of any speech. Face expressions alone can make your audience understand the meaning of the message. Let your emotions come out while saying each word. It shows that you mean them. Your audience will immediately connect with you. Number 5, power posing. Make your speech more effective by adopting power posing. This is not something you have to do whilst the speech is on. Try power posing before the speech for effective results. According to the social psychologist Amy Cuddy, power posing can make us feel more powerful, strong, and secured about ourselves. Simple postures such as hands on our hips and arms in V can boost our confidence level. Number 6, open palms or be hands-on. Talk with the palms open. It's a sign of honesty. Closed palms indicate that you are hiding something and come across as straight to your audience. Avoid keeping hands in your pockets or by the side. Rather, use hand gesture to stress your words. Number 7, smile. There is nothing better than smiling. It shows that a person is credible, confident, and trustworthy. It reflects positivity and charm about the person who is delivering the speech. And as Mahatma Gandhi said, you are not completely dressed until your face wears a smile. That's right, but take care of the fake smile. It is very easy to recognize. So keep smiling, true smile, and good luck. Have a nice day.